Zacks Rank Buys, stocks with a short-term buy or strong buy recommendation. Now, here are more Zacks Rank Buys. More momentum stocks now with Mike Vodicka, our momentum stock strategist at Zacks.com. And here's a name that I haven't heard in a while. Advanced Auto Parts, AAP, the ticker symbol. Guess they're in the auto part business.
Yes, they are. They specialize in aftermarket auto parts. So these are basically upgrades to existing parts, like rims, brakes,
right.
Things of this nature.
Less expensive parts to make repairs with.
Exactly. There you go. It's a big company. They have over 3,400 stores nationwide and a little bit of international exposure, but mostly domestic, and a market cap of $4.2 billion. So a little bit bigger company than we usually cover in Momentum. The company's been doing really well. They reported first quarter results on May 1st, or I'm sorry, not May 1st, May 19th. And the revenue was up 9% year over year, and they had a really nice 19% earnings surprise, so that was really solid too. Over the last year, they've had an average of a 19% for the last 4 quarters too, so you can see they've had some nice momentum over the last year in a fairly challenging environment. They also saw some nice margin expansion in addition to the sales growth. The gross margin was up 1% to 49.8% of sales, and they're able to manage their sales, general, and administrative costs were in line with last year as a percentage of revenue. So they kind of keep that number tempered as well. Kind of moving down the line a little bit, they were able to build up their cash position by $33 million. So they now have $133 million in cash, which is pretty solid. And they don't really have too much long-term debt, $277 million. So that's really, for a company of this size, that's really insubstantial.
They've been buying shares back?
Yes, they have actually. Yeah, that was something I was going to talk about. They bought back 7 million shares during the quarter for $280 million, and that leaves them with about $220 million left on the share repurchase program that was approved by the board last year. So they still got a little bit of room to move on that front. We've seen a little bit of movement in estimates off the nice quarter. The current year is up 27 cents, and the next year estimate is up 30 cents to $4.10. That's a 12% growth projection. That's pretty solid. They're trading at about 13.5 times forward earnings right now. And then finally getting to the chart a little bit, we saw shares hit actually a 5-year high just recently at $51, and the long-term trend is definitely bullish.
All right, and then there's Limited Brands that you've written about recently. LTD, the ticker symbol, again, a recognizable name in women's retail.
It is. They actually own a number of different stores, or operate a number of different stores. Victoria's Secret would probably be the highest profile. They also do a store called Pink, and then Bath and Body Work too. Again, this is a bigger company too. They have over 3,000 stores and a market cap of $8 billion, so fairly substantial size. And they reported their first quarter results in early May 5th, and they saw a 12% revenue growth year over year. So that's a really solid number in retail. We're starting to see some more strength in the retail numbers in the spring, some pent-up demand coming out. They had an earnings surprise of 32%, and this company has an earnings surprise of 88% over the last year. So clearly some really strong momentum in the earnings department. The balance sheet looks good too. They've got $1.2 billion in cash against $2.5 billion in debt, so that's a fairly reasonable ratio between those two numbers. And then we've seen some upward movement on estimates again off the good quarter. Current year is up 35 cents to $1.78. The next year estimate is up 29 cents to $2.03. The valuation picture, shares are trading at about 14 times forward earnings. That's a slight premium to the peer average of 13. But again, they've been posting pretty solid growth numbers, so that makes sense. It would be a little richer. And then moving on to the chart here, we saw shares hit a 2-year high in late April at $29. And since then, shares have pulled back a little bit on some of the market weakness and volatility. But again, the long-term trend is definitely still in play, and there should be plenty of support from the trend line moving forward.
All right, do you own either of these two?
No, I don't.
All right. Check out more Zacks Rank Buy stock pick ideas for yourself on our homepage at Zacks.com. Upper right-hand corner, we put 4 new ones up there for you daily, one in each of the investing categories written about on Zacks.com, Mike's included, Momentum. And then if you were to click on the latest headline next to Mike's category, let's say Momentum, you go to the most current story, stock that he's written about, and then at the bottom of that page, an archive of some others that you may want to look back through if you haven't had the chance to already. With Mike Vodicka, I'm Terry Ruffalo.